certainly in my experience, I don't know if you're in your experience, if it's been the same, but some people aren't motivated only by financial means. So here we are building this elaborate financial compensation plan that's supposed to help A players or reward A players for their value that they add to the company. And I mean, that's all fine and dandy, and I agree with that. But some people don't only get encouraged by financial means, and some of them get encouraged by time off or a little bit of a bonus. They don't necessarily want equity in the company.
You're listening to The Functional Founder with Themi Sturgianus, a podcast for owner-operators ready to build high-performance teams, handle growth with confidence, and scale without burning out.
Founders, this is where I'm at in my business, and I'm wondering if it's relating to you maybe, where you have this challenge. You want to build this business, but you believe so much in some of the people in your team that you want to let them grow with you. And here's the challenge, is that we build out these financial models and compensation plans. But you know what I found, certainly in my experience, I don't know if you're in your experience, if it's been the same, but some people aren't motivated only by financial means. So here we are building this elaborate financial compensation plan that's supposed to help A players or reward A players for their value that they add to the company. And I mean, that's all fine and dandy, and I agree with that. But some people don't only get encouraged by financial means, and some of them get encouraged by time off or a little bit of a bonus. They don't necessarily want equity in the company. The point is that I'm at that stage at the moment where I'm building a compensation plan. And I've realized that I don't only want to build it to financially reward people. It's got to have another element to it. For instance, does it reward people for time off? Does it reward people for, some people want immediate reward. They don't necessarily want an equity in the business. They just want financial rewards. They want to be able to buy themselves some nice shoes at the end of the month. They don't want like a retirement annuity, or they don't want like if the business gets sold one day, I can get shares at some stage. And I would think for me, that is critical. But for some people, it's not. So I think companies go about it the wrong way. They're going to develop this elaborate financial model and they start giving people equity. I mean, it was so sad. I was coaching this entrepreneur and he was saying that he gave equity because he wanted to reward his A players. These guys ran away with the money. They took him to the cleanest guys. All the hard work. He bonded his house and he spent 15, 16 years building the business, gives his equity away, and this is what happens. I've heard of another entrepreneur that decided to show that he's black empowered. In our country, PE is very important, and it's known as a big element of business growth and rewarding people. And unfortunately, he gave equity away far too quickly. And the black empowered people that he gave it to ran away with the money as well. So this is happening too often. Guys, you've got to think about a compensation plan that's overall encompassing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I'm building this compensation plan, and I've taken a long time. In fact, I've taken 3 years, but I think I've broken the camel's back this week. I'm not there yet, but I am going to reward people financially. I'm going to start off with the most critical part of the business and work my way up. But I developed this thing called the truth audit, and you'll see one of my previous podcasts. I talk about it where I've got a quadrant and I grade people A players, B players, C players, D players. If you comment below, I will send you the standard operating procedure manual for the truth audit where you can evaluate D players. Get rid of them. C players, coach them. B players, coach them. A players, reward them. And because there's nothing worse than an A player working and they give all they can, and then you just get that free ride effect where people just ride along and the A players are doing all the work, even to the extent where they're taking over the job description of that specific individual. So, guys, I think my point is when developing a compensation plan, be very clear on your objectives. And it's critical. It's critical that you get clear on those objectives. I'm going to build it in such a way that A players get rewarded only. If you don't fit into that A grade, A player quadrant, my friend, you're not welcome to participate in the compensation plan. More about it in the next few podcasts, guys. Future Rain. We'll chat later.
Thank you for joining The Functional Founder. This podcast grows through you, our founder community. Please share this with someone who needs it and click on the subscribe button. That way, more people can join us.